What's going on, guys? Dan Kale here from Liquidation Pros, and today I have an interesting video lined up for you. I'm gonna jump on the computer here and show you what I bought in a second, but I bought 6 pallets of Home Depot liquidation. I mainly bought these pallets for 2 specific products, and that is 30 spools of wire and 15 spools of wire. Both of these wires are several $100s a spool. Stuff you buy at Home Depot for like commercial application, for wiring up houses, stuff like that. So I was really shocked when I seen that this lot had them in there. The one larger wire is selling right now on eBay for around $900. And I think locally, no problem, I should be able to get like $500 a spool. So super excited about that. But from day one, when I started looking at this auction, I was skeptical that the wire would even be in there. And let me show you why. Let's jump on the computer. All right, guys, as you can see here, we're on liquidation.com, logged in, and this is actually the pallets that I won and that were already delivered. They were actually delivered yesterday. I won the auction last week, paid for it, and it took about a week for them to get it to me as far as shipping it out goes. So 6 pallets, and as you can see here, there are some pictures of the inventory, and maybe I should step back and just show you real quick the manifest, because the main reason I purchased this lot is for these 2 items right here. And the lot value is $29,000, and I paid $1,850 plus shipping. Shipping was, I believe, around $800, maybe $600 for shipping, plus the fees and everything. All in, I was into this for $2,530, so $2,500. It ends up being about 9% of retail. But the majority of the product, or the value, $15,000 of the value, is in these 2 different types of wire. So these are big spools of wire, and there are 15 of this size and 30 of this size. Now, what I found is that this wire, I don't know when they did this manifest. Let's say this has been sitting because of COVID in the warehouse for a year. The value of this wire has gone up tremendously, over doubled in price. For instance, this wire here is worth almost $2,000 a roll, and this wire here is worth almost $1,000 a roll. And let me show you how I found that out. Is you just take the SKU number and copy that, and then you can just type in Home Depot and then that SKU, paste it in, and then you'll see here. So here's the spool of the 500 feet 2224 black stranded wire, and the cost at Home Depot right now is $955. So that wire is almost $1,000 a piece. And I have, for that one, I have 30 of those. Okay, so that's about $30,000 in wire I was hoping to get. Now, this one here is even more expensive. It doesn't show there, but it's around, that's $1,859 for this wire. A couple days ago it was $1,950. It fluctuates so much because of the cost of copper and what the economy is doing. So this is like heavy duty wire. I'm not sure, this might be more of like a fiber type wire for running phone and internet and things like that. I don't really care so much what it's for or what it does. I care so much of how much money can I make off of it for the business. So as you can see, and then outside of that, all this other stuff is just extra stuff that I was, there's a ring camera. Here's a black ring camera that's valued at $228. There's a bunch of lighting and fans. Currently I'm still set up down the flea market for at least another 2 weekends. So I'm hoping to go in, take some of this stuff, get it right down to the flea market and try to sell it down there. So as I said, this inventory did come in yesterday. I was not at the warehouse, but my buddy Lenny that runs the warehouse, it's his business there, and I rent space from him. He took a quick look in these pallets and was like, dude, I really don't think they're in here, just from like flipping stuff around. He's like, if that's that much wire, it should be an entire pallet on its own. And in the pictures, there's just absolutely no signs that it's in there. Here's a picture here. You can't see any wire. They don't do a great job showing you what's in these lots. So you're kind of taking a risk. Now there is, in this one, here's a spool of wire here, but that's not the same type of wire that's supposed to be in there. So Still a chance it could be there. We're going to find out today. I'm getting ready to head down there. We're going to look through it, see what we can get, and we'll go from there. I'll update you guys. But if it isn't there, I'm going to have to open a case up and try to get at least refunded for what I paid for the value of that stuff. So if I paid, say, we'll make it easy and say 10%, even though I really paid 9, but if I paid 10% for this lot and that wire is valued at $15,000, then I should be getting back $1,500. They're not going to look at the actual value. That's what I was doing in hopes of getting the most out of the wire. But, you know, then you have these pallets here that are like not even filled up. And unfortunately, there's 2 of those. So like 2 pallets that are not even, there's this one that has like, I don't know, 5 or 10 things on it. And then there's this one. I don't understand for the life of me why they wouldn't just put this stuff on top of that other pallet. But that's the way they do it. So it is what it is. This stuff came from Home Depot stores on liquidation.com. And you guys are going to get to see what I find and if that wire's in there or not, if this was a good deal or a bad deal. So let's go ahead, head down to the warehouse and take a look and see what we got. All right, guys, so this is what we got. I just got to the warehouse. I do have 6 pallets, so that's good. I started doing like a quick peek, just like my buddy Lenny was doing yesterday, and I'm still not seeing the wire. Should, like I said, be about 45 spools of wire. There's like this wire here, which I believe this would be the type of wire I'm looking for. I didn't look at the code on it, but that's the type of wire the big one should be. Then there's this, which is just electrical wire. There's an extension cord, but you know, for 45 rolls, I was thinking they'd have it stacked on the bottom. And I guess it's still possible because we can't see to the bottom of all of them. The best thing to do is just going to be to just start sorting it out. I think I'm just going to like pull the big stuff out, the big lighting, separate the fans from the small stuff. And then the little items like, you know, something like this might be good for eBay. Maybe even this light here. This might be a flea market thing. Also, the as seen on TV, you have to be careful with that brand. They definitely take down listings in Vero. So a lot of this as seen on TV stuff will probably be like flea market. Well, what's interesting is so you have this little bit of stuff on this one, which is, you know, probably it's actually, there's a few small items which could have easily fit in any one of these big pallets. And there's a couple other bigger items. I don't understand why they wouldn't have just put them on this pallet. And really all of this stuff could have fit in some of these here because like this one's not even completely full. So you can see, I mean, I can see straight down to the bottom. I don't see any wire in this one. There's a nice fan there. The exit light, those can be worth some money there. Recessed LED light. Some pretty good looking inventory. Obviously everything like this is super damaged. The chances of that not being broken are probably slim to none. But like this one, doesn't even know. Yeah, I guess it has been open. So open box, but can't really see. Sorry, I get distracted when I look at stuff. This light, I like that light actually. So we popped open a couple boxes. Like here's a 250-foot spool of metal clad cable, but there's, you know, no other spools of wire right there. And then this one we opened up as well. There's some fans down there, and yeah, I'm just pretty sure that it would be pretty noticeable. The other thing I forgot to mention, in that listing for liquidation.com, it gives you the weight of the total load. So this load was 1,650 pounds. My concern is that 45 spools of wire, the weight should have been way higher. So that should have been a red flag for me. And I did notice that when I was looking at this lot. But they, you know, if they say that's what you're getting, you're supposed to get that. I understand if you're missing 1 or 2 items, but not like 45 items. So once again, down to the bottom of this one, I don't see any wire on the bottom. So only thing left to do is just kind of start going through it. I'll get the computer out. Certain items, like I'll start checking to see if it's worth putting online. And then the rest of the stuff, like I said, I'm gonna make a pile to take to the flea market to see if people down there are interested in buying this type of stuff. If they are, I'll keep taking it down. If they're not, what I'll do with like the bigger stuff is I'll store it away for either a warehouse sale, or I will literally try to sell the entire pallet, you know, to other resellers, or maybe a home builder or a remodeler or a house flipper. I mean, this is really good stuff for people that do that. So Let me get set up, start going through this stuff, and I'll update you guys in a little bit with what I find. All right, so I took a few things off the top. Ceiling fan, nice big light. Check this light out. You guys hear that? It's hard to do one-handed. Definitely broken glass in there. You can hear it shaking. So, you know, some flush mount lights. These would probably be good for the flea market, you know, $5-10 a piece. Something like this, if it's say $30 or $40 at Home Depot, you know, I paid $3 or $4 for it. So I'm pretty much just trying to recoup my money on something like that, with the hopes of like the more expensive stuff, like something like this light here that's maybe a little bit more valuable. Some of these items that I can sell online. These here are really nice garage lights, but I'm not sure with it being as seen on TV. I know people sell them on eBay. I did notice they just don't write in as seen on TV. They just put beyond bright and describe what it is. So maybe, but anyhow, long story short, made it to the bottom for the most part, and I'm not seeing the wiring here. Here's a DeWalt item. Never block 2-port worksite USB charger. This, oh, that didn't sound good. Say this light's pretty nice. Pretty neat LED light. Don't know if it's broken or not. I have to look at that. So, like I said, all right, I got some bad news. The wire's definitely not in here, so I overpaid tremendously for this lot. I need to get a hold of them. I already shot them an email, but I'm gonna follow that up with a phone call. I've moved a bunch of stuff around on the tops of all the pallets, and I could see down to the bottom of every one, plus where we opened up on the sides, and there's no wire on the bottom of these. And like I said, 45 rolls of wire would take up almost at least half, if not a full pallet. So the next thing to do is to contact them and see what they're gonna do about this, because I'm at a standstill right now. I don't know if if it's possible, like if I want a big refund like that, they might just say, well, we're gonna ship it all back. So, which I'm fine with. If they want to take it back and give me a refund, I would do that. Otherwise, if they're gonna give me the discount, I think for the majority of this stuff, I'm just gonna pick a few things out and then repalletize it and sell the pallets just to pretty much get my money back and move on to the next lot. I did win 3 more pallets of like outdoors and sporting goods, and it's like automotive parts. So those will be coming in probably next week. So I kind of wanted to move through this load pretty quickly, get the wire out. You know, that might take me a year to sell, getting, you know, $500 to $1,000 a spool, which is fine. It won't take up a lot of space. Take out the high dollar stuff, and then what's left, try to flip the pallets locally, which I've done before with pretty good success. Now I'm at a point where I don't want to keep pulling everything out if it's possible they want the product back. If they don't want the product back, then what I'll do is I'll get close to the bottom of this pallet and I'll start scanning everything into Excel sheets, and then I'll have an idea of what's in one pallet. I'll run that through my program, figure out what the value is of just the one pallet, and then sell it for like 10 to 15% of retail. So that's how I do that, and I would just move on, get rid of this stuff. So I think no matter what happens with liquidation.com as far as their customer service, I mean, I don't think I'll be out too much. I think I could sell this stuff and at least get my money back. The problem is it's just not worth the time and the trouble it's going to take me to go through all this to just break even. So let me see if I can get a hold of someone there, and maybe I'll jump back on while they're on the phone, or I'll give you guys an update after the call. So let me call them.
Para continuar en español, oprima el número 9. Please choose from one of the following options. To schedule a pickup appointment, please press 1. For questions regarding account activation, please press 2. For all other questions, please press 3. Liquidity Services is interested in your feedback on how we can provide the best service to you. Please stay on the line after your call to answer a question regarding the service you received today.
Thank you for calling Liquidation.com. This is Carla. May I help you?
Hi, I'm calling because I received a shipment yesterday and I have a problem with it. I was wondering what I would need to do to get some customer support on that for an order.
Okay, do you have the transaction ID number for me, please?
Transaction ID number is 7999665.
the next, okay.
79999665.
And that's from Pittston, right?
Yes, you got it.
Okay, and what is the issue with this shipment?
The issue with the shipment is the two main items, and the reason why I bought this, they're not included. Neither one of them are in this lot. So if you look at the manifest, the first item, there's supposed to be 15 spools of 500 feet of wire. That's not in there. And then the second one, there's supposed to be 30 spools of wire, and also that's not in there.
Okay. So you're missing the top two items. So I would definitely advise to submit a dispute online for missing units. I would indicate that you did not receive any of the top two items. So I would just put missing 15 two-stranded THHN and 32224AL quad. And then in this case, it looks like they would first contact the warehouse to ensure that there was nothing left behind.
Okay.
And then the next step after that, if they do have it, they usually make arrangements to ship it to you. If they don't, then they usually end up doing a partial refund according to the percentage value of the missing unit. Or sometimes a full return, full refund. It just depends on the investigation.
You said it's possible there could be a full return of the items?
Rarely, but depending on the situation, sometimes that's an option too.
Right, because I'm kind of at a point right now where I need to, like, this stuff's blocking up part of our warehouse. Normally we process it and get it out of here. So if I have to, I would like to, even though it's missing, I'd like to keep moving forward. And I can't just have it sitting here waiting to find out what they say. So I guess a partial, hopefully they can find it and ship it to me. If they can't do that, I guess a partial refund will work. Where do I file the case? I didn't see that. I didn't see that online.
Of course. So when you go to my account, under my account, there's a link that says submit a dispute, and then you get the dispute form.
Oh, submit a dispute. Okay, I got it. All righty. Thank you.
No problem, sir. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, so you guys heard that. I have to submit a dispute. It's pretty much what I thought it would be. They will investigate it. They will either, I mean, best case scenario, if they find that wire and ship it to me, I'm still in good shape with this lot. If they don't find the wire, they will give me that partial refund for what's missing. It'll be interesting to see because it's my word against theirs, but let me show you guys something. I forgot, like, 2 years ago, I was featured on Liquidation.com's website for a video I made, and I noticed that it's still up there. So I really feel like these guys, I'm not trying to rip them off, they should really be kind of working their best to fix this problem, because otherwise, you know, I'm going to be putting, basically, I got scammed by Liquidation.com because that's what happened. So if you go, I believe, about us. So look, if you go to Liquidation.com and you go to About, hear from our buyers, that would be me, I'm a buyer. I don't sell in there, I just buy from them. And I buy, right now, I started off buying boxes, but now I buy pallets. And then right here, it says see our buyers in action. So first of all, there's 4 videos highlighted, and there's me right there. So I'm on the main page of their, you know, hear from our buyers. And then here I am here, and this is from 2 years ago. So it's, you know, I started buying from this company in 2014. So anyhow, it is what it is, nature of the business. Sometimes you hit home runs, other times you don't. This is gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm gonna be able to move forward, take some stuff to the flea market, start palletizing stuff to be like a quick flip and get rid of it. And then I'll let you guys know, I'll update you guys later on in this video as to what happens with the dispute. Fingers crossed they find this wire. That's the key, but we'll go from there. Real quick, I forgot to mention, in this first pallet, this paper fell out of it. And if you look at it, basically what it is shipped from, that's Home Depot's, one of Home Depot's warehouses. And they're sending it to Pittston, PA, which is Liquidation.com's warehouse. But look, it says 14 of 26. So they shipped a whole truckload. This was 6 of the pallets on that truckload. And what I'm wondering is if maybe there's another pallet of wire. That would be the best case scenario. And if they find it and can send it to me, we're going to do really well in this lot. If they can't, it's just going to be make a few bucks maybe, get out, you know, break even and move on to the next one. So part of the business. All right, quick update. I did file for the case and I'm pretty confident we know what happened. There must be another spool of wire somewhere, but this had a tag on it. It actually fell down in there. I'll pull it out in a minute, but it had a tag like this and it said 15 feet and it had, or no, it said 15 like units, 15 of wire, and they put in 15 500 foot, but really it's just 15 feet. I guess you can buy this stuff by the foot, but that's solid copper, like house ground wire. Really heavy duty stuff. So that's disappointing. I'm not going to be getting the wire. I already know from seeing that tag that they made the mistake when at the warehouse. But anyhow, what I'm doing right now is I'm just scanning everything in. This will be like Home Depot #1, and I will sell this entire pallet for one price. And the way I do that is I just use the scanner and I scan in the UPCs onto a list. And then I run this list through AMZ Analyzer, which is a program that will spit out the information. The information, the ones that it doesn't find, I'll just go to Home Depot and we'll just manually put it in. So that way the customer has the idea of what they're getting. And normally I make like 5% on that. So if this pallet is ends up being like, you know, $500, you know, I might make, you know, 25 or 50 bucks off the pallet, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm also, don't forget, I'm also picking out some items. Like this tool right here is an $80 voltmeter clamp tool. So this alone, you know, that's a pretty good chunk of change. These I can sell a 2-pack, like 2 of these for around $20. So 20, 40, there's 60 right there. These are like, these LED lights are cool because they change colors, and these sell for around 20 to 25 bucks a piece. So as I'm finding decent stuff, I'll pull it out. And then also I'm pulling out a sample to try down the flea market, a couple little DeWalt gadgets, some little lighting as seen on TV stuff. And then I'm not sure how well something like this is going to do down here because this is a $100 item. So I would probably sell it for like 40 bucks and my cost is 10. So, you know, something like that I'd make 30 bucks off of. If I had the space, I'd probably take a lot more down there. But for now, I'm going to see how that, I'm taking all that to the flea market. I'll see how that goes. And then I can always get more. Goal today is to basically do this pallet, which won't take long, and this pallet at least. So then I'll only be left with this one to do and that one to do. So 2 left. This one I can push over tighter, and it frees up space for 3 more pallets I have coming in, if not next week, the following week. So that's what I'm up to. I will jump on. It's probably gonna be a few days to figure this all out and let you know exactly what liquidation.com is doing to correct this problem. But I'm 99.9% sure the wire is not coming. It was a mistake on the warehouse's end. They coded it wrong. They basically listed, it should have been listed, there was 15 feet of wire, not 15 spools of 500 feet of wire. I should have known, I should have just not messed with it, but I was willing to take that chance that if any chance it is there, maybe there's a pallet that they didn't photograph that's going to end up showing up. It's just, there was too much money. The risk was worth the reward. Unfortunately, this time I was not rewarded, but sometimes you do get rewarded. You just never know. So anyhow, I will, once I hear, that's going to end it for today at the warehouse. I'm going to finish going through this stuff and I will update you guys once in a few days, once I have a better idea of what I'm doing with all this and how things are going. So this is to be continued. All right, guys, back at the warehouse. Got an update on the Home Depot stuff for you. We have 1 full pallet scan. That was the last video. It's been about a week and a half, and I have heard back from liquidation.com. They agreed with my claim that the wire was not included. Unfortunately, the way the auction worked out, I paid 5% of retail, but shipping was all the other 5%. So total was like right around 9 to 10% is what I paid, but half of that money was shipping. So you don't get a shipping credit. They just gave me 5% off of 5% total refund on the wire. So what I paid, the 5% towards the wire I paid, only ended up being like 96 bucks. So not really worth it, but what we're doing is we're gonna liquidate and sell these big items to other vendors or local, anyone interested in like a local flip on these. We're not opening them, we're not inspecting them, they're as is. And then we're pulling out the stuff that we think might sell at the flea market well or on eBay. So for instance, there's 8 of these brand new recessed lightings. They go for about 10 to 20 bucks on eBay. And I have 8 of them. There was a Ring camera in there right here. Actually, we were just checking that out. This goes for like 200 new, clearly been used. So have to do some sort of testing or sell that as is. Even as is, it should go for about 100 bucks, which is good. Something like that I would have paid $20 for. And then all these Defiant, like it's all like a whole pack. One's open, actually 2 of them are open. It's kind of weird how, I don't know if someone was trying to take the remotes out. If they were, it's just weird how the remotes are all cut out, but they're all there. So 3-pack wireless switches, so you can plug this in, plug something into it and use the remote. So like for your Christmas lights or whatever, those are around 15, 20 bucks a piece. And then just a few other miscellaneous items, some lights and stuff, like little solar powered lights are good for the flea market. And string lights, solar lights. And that's pretty much that. And then I have a whole new load of mixed inventory that came in. This is a total of 5 more pallets here. We'll be going through in later videos. And Garrett's here. What's up? Garrett says, everybody. Here's the 1 pallet that's done. This is all scanned in. This has a lot of smalls in it. Here's another one of those things. We should probably pull that out. But yeah, we're getting ready to go through the last pallet, and then the Home Depot stuff will be done. We'll process the small items, get those on eBay, and then I'm going to post on Marketplace the pallets I have available for sale for local pickup. So, and the way that I do that is I paid around 10%, so I just sell those big items for what I paid. I scan them, I run them through, figure out the pricing, the retail pricing for what I paid for it, create a list, and then provide that to the customer. So anyhow, that wraps it up. Like I said, not the best deal. Didn't totally get ripped off because they did refund me the 95 bucks, but I definitely I wouldn't buy this lot in the future had I known the wire wasn't going to be there. So it is what it is. You got big wins sometimes and just mediocre on this one, not a whole lot of profit, but should still do pretty well. Probably maybe $500 to $1,000 profit here. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them down in the comments and we'll see you then. Peace.